Welcome back for your final video for Flipped Classroom. The tool you see on your screen now is called a Flipped Classroom Rundown. I just created it in Excel. Broadcasters use this a lot when they're producing a newscast. So they're dividing the stories of that first block into a segment. So one might be 45 seconds, one might be a minute, 2 minutes, so on and so forth. And it gives them this total runtime of the newscast or even each news block. So that's how we're going to use this. And you can see the example I have in front of you. It's a series of videos on Flipped Classroom, and it's broken into 3 short videos. One I've called Flipped Broadcast Tips. That was the first video I had you watch. Then there was a second video called Worksheet. And now we are watching the Excel rundown video. So there's 3 short videos. And I, again, just under video or lesson, I give it a title. Under topic, you might think of the topic as either one slide or a group of slides that are around a theme. So in this particular case, the Flipped Broadcast Tip video, the first slide talked about passive and active learning. And then I went into the benefits of Flipped. We talked about the delivery, what we can learn from our broadcast friends. We talked about what can you capture in Camtasia. And then I gave you an example of a flipped classroom. So these are sort of 5 slides or so that make up this video. The format, it's all PowerPoint. PowerPoint and a webcam is what I use for that first video. Time. This is probably the key to sort of finding the focus of your video. You can see the passive and active learning should have taken me, I was hope, about 1.5 minutes. Benefits were 1 minute. Again, you already had prior knowledge of Flipped Classroom, so I didn't need to spend a lot of time on benefits. It was the delivery and the what to capture is where I put a lot of my time into, 3 minutes each for those slides. And finally, a 2-minute Flipped Classroom example. So when you're trying to divide up your time, you have to think about, again, what do they already know, so I don't need to devote a lot of time to that. And really the whole point of that first video was what can you learn from your broadcast friends and what can I capture? And that's why a lot of time was devoted to that. In order to total this up, it's a pretty easy Excel formula. I'm going to go ahead and select all these times, making sure that the total is also selected. I go to formulas and I just hit auto sum. If you're not sure how to do this on a PC or a Mac, it's pretty easy to Google, but there's a quick demonstration. Select the things that you want to total and hit the auto sum. So this first minute was 10.5 minutes long, and I was just pretty close there. I was just under 11. So again, my second video was on Worksheet. There was an overview of it, was 1 minute. How to use it was 3 minutes. So you can see where I'm really spending a lot of my time. Assessment and face-to-face was almost the same with 2.5 minutes, giving me a total of a 6.5 minute video. This one is the Excel rundown. Again, I'm giving you an overview of how I templated this out, about 3 minutes. I'm going to talk a little bit more about formulas here for about 1 minute. And then my grand total, then again, I can do the math in my head, is 4 minutes is fine. You don't necessarily have to use that total. So those are 3 videos that I broke up into pieces. Again, I think the key with this tool is laying it out by topic and then figuring out where do I spend my time on that particular video. So now if I want a grand total of all 3 videos in the series, I can create a formula. I'm going to put my cursor in that cell. I'm going to hit auto sum, and it's going to give me a formula of equals sum and 2 parentheses, and I'm going to add up D8 because that's 1030. You can see it highlighted. Hit the plus sign. I also want D14. Hit my plus sign, and then I want D18 because that's going to give the total. So you can see they're highlighted right now. 10.5 minutes, 6.5 minutes, 4 minutes. Go ahead and hit return, and there's my grand total. So I have 3 short videos, but the grand total you're watching is 21 minutes. Again, I tend to take my planning document and then put it into Excel so I can really see where I need to spend time and how long things are. This is a tool you can use. It's not required. You could do this all in your planning document, but it's just another resource that might help you formulate some structure to your videos. So I hope that you learned some tips and tricks for Flipped Classroom video recordings, and we will see you in class face-to-face with your recording. Good luck.